హలో ఎవ్రీవన్, వెల్కమ్ టు షార్ట్ రివిజన్స్. నేను ఈ ఛానల్ ఎందుకు క్రియేట్ చేశానంటే జస్ట్ టు అప్లోడ్ షార్ట్ రివిజన్ వీడియోస్ రిలేటెడ్ టు CA final. So in this particular video I'm going to revise the important points of chapter 2 of CA final company law, that is appointment and remuneration of managerial personnel. So it is just a short revision video. Okay, after watching this video just go through the chapter, so appudu easy-ga చదవడానికి అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో దట్ ఈజీగా చదివేయచ్చు చాప్టర్ని. సో లెట్స్ స్టార్ట్. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మేనేజర్ పర్సనల్. సో ఈ మేనేజర్ పర్సనల్ కేటగిరీలో ఎవరెవరు వస్తారంటే ఫస్ట్ మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్, మేనేజర్ అండ్ హోల్ టైమ్ డైరెక్టర్. మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్ అంటే ఫస్ట్ పర్సన్ టు బి అపాయింటెడ్ as మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్ షుడ్ బి అ డైరెక్టర్ and then entrusted with the substantial powers of the management plus substantial powers of the management. Then he shall be appointed as a managing director. A company may have two or more managing directors, and a person can act as managing director in maximum two companies at the same time. ఒకటేసారి two companies లో he can act as managing director. Next, manager. He should not necessarily be a director but entrusted with the substantial powers of the management. And company can have only one manager. So company can have only one manager. Next comes to whole time director. Whole time director is a director entrusted with the day-to-day management of the company. Director plus day-to-day management of the company. And company may have two or more whole time directors, and whole time director should be a whole time employee of the company. That is, if any person appointed as an alternate director plus whole time employee, then he's equal to a whole time director of the company. And next, a person can act as a whole time director in only one company. Next, section 196 deals with the appointment of managerial personnel. First of all, appointment of managerial personnel. No company shall appoint managing director and manager at the same time. Company lo unte manager undali or managing director, but not manager and managing director. And next, maximum tenure of managerial personnel is 5 years. And reappointment last 1 year before expiry appudu cheyochu. Last 1 year term undi ananga he can be reappointed. And next, disqualifications enti, it should not be below 21 and not attain the age of 70 years. Okavela 70, if he has attained the 70, then also he can be appointed as a managerial personnel, provided special resolution is passed and explanatory statement annexed to the notice indicating justification. If no special resolution is passed and votes casted in favor exceeds the votes casted against, and central government is also satisfied that the appointment of such person is beneficial for the company, then it can be made. And second disqualification, insolvent. He is an undischarged insolvent or next, third disqualification is he at any time has suspended the payments to creditors or made composition with them. And fourth disqualification, he's convicted by court and sentenced for more than 6 months. Next, and the appointment and such appointment and appointment of managerial personnel should be approved by the board of directors and then subject to the approval by shareholders in general meeting, and central government approval if required, and central government approval is required in 4 cases. And then return of appointment shall be filed with the ROC within 60 days from the date of appointment in form MR1, and the return of and to take the central government approval form MR2 shall be filed with the ROC. For taking of central government approval, form MR2 should be submitted, and within 90 days from the date of such appointment. And central government approval is required when any person when any person is when the person is imprisoned for any period and levied a fine of more than 1,000 under the specific acts such as customs, wealth, income tax, FEMA, SEBI, PMLA, etc. And he has been detained under conservation of forex and prevention of smuggling activities, and he is attained the age of 70, provided if special resolution is passed, no central government approval is required. If no SR is passed, then CG approval is required. And next, section 197 deals with the remuneration. If the company have adequate profits, then section 1 of part 2 schedule 5 is applied. That is total remuneration payable to its directors including managerial personnel shall not exceed 11% of the net profits of that company, and total remuneration payable to the managerial personnel, that is managing director or manager or whole time director, shall not exceed uh, uh, if there is only one managerial person, it shall not exceed 5% of net profits of the company. If there is more than one managerial person, then it shall not exceed 10% of the net profits of the company. And if the total remuneration payable to the director other than the managing director, if there is a managerial person in the company, then it shall not exceed by 1% of the company, by 1% of the net profits of that company. If there is no managerial person, then it shall not exceed 3% of the net profits of the company. Above the prescribed limits, the remuneration can be given by the company in excess of the prescribed limits, but special resolution has to be passed. And if the company wants to give remuneration in excess of the prescribed limit, if the company has defaulted in payments to banks, public financial institutions, or secured creditors, then then the approval of then prior approval of such banks, public financial institutions, secured creditors shall be taken before the approval of members in general meeting. And next, if the company has no profits or inadequate profits, and then then section 2 part 2 of schedule 5 is applied. That is remuneration is payable on the basis of effective capital. If the company has negative or less than 5 crores effective capital, then the remuneration payable to each managerial personnel is 60 lakhs. If the effective capital is 5 crores and above but less than 100 crores, 84 lakhs. 100 crores and above but less than 250 crores, 120 lakhs. 250 crores and above, then 120 lakhs plus 0.01% of the net effective capital in excess of the 250 crores. Effective capital includes aggregate of the paid up share capital plus securities premium, and next, effective capital includes paid up share capital, securities premium, and it should be excludes share application money or advance against shares, and reserves and surplus, excluding revaluation reserves and long-term loans repayable after 1 year, and excludes working capital loans, overdrafts, bank guarantees, short-term borrowings, and also reduce it by the investments, and also as reduce it by the investments, loss, preliminary expenses and written off, not written off. And next is section 3 part of schedule 5, that is the company may pay remuneration can pay remuneration to its managerial personnel without any limit. That is startup companies were the newly incorporated company for a period of 7 years from the date of its incorporation, and the sick company for which a revival scheme has been ordered, and for a period of 5 years from the date of sanction of such scheme or revival of such scheme, or a company or the company of which a resolution plan has been approved by the NCLT under IBC for a period of 5 years from the date of such approval, can pay managerial remuneration without any limit. And the section 4 of part of schedule 5 includes remuneration includes purposes also, like contribution to PF, gratuity payable and leave encashment. Then, contribution to PF and gratuity payable, leave encashment shall not be included in the calculation of remuneration as per section 4 of part of schedule 5. And next, schedule 5, that is remuneration payable to section 5 of part 2 of schedule 5, that is remuneration payable to managerial person in two companies. If the managerial person receives a remuneration from the two companies, then the remuneration shall not exceed the higher maximum limit admissible from both the companies, and from both the companies. And section 198 deals with the computation of net profit. So net profits law, first of all, profits to be included is grants or subsidies from the government, and profits to be excluded is securities premium, revaluation gain, and profit on sale of shares or debentures, or profits on sale of undertakings, and unrealized gains or notional gains, profit on sale of immobile properties, and the deductible expenses are the usual expenses, and expenses not deductible or the uh, voluntary capital losses, revaluation loss, and mm, revaluation loss, voluntary capital losses, capital expenses, and recovery of remunerations if the um, if the if the recovery of remuneration, if the excess remuneration paid, ఒకవేళ excess remuneration ఏమైనా పే చేసి ఉంటే, then it can be recovered from the uh, present or past managerial personnel. That is, if the excess amount of remuneration was paid and the company is now required to restate its financial statements due to fraud or any non-compliance, such excess remuneration paid must be recorded by the company from past or present managing director or whole-time director or manager, whatever. And compensation for loss of office of managerial personnel, if the managerial personnel is removed from ceases to hold his office without any default, or without if the director has not been the guilty of fraud or breach of trust in relation to the conduct of affairs of the company, then he shall receive the maximum compensation. Then he shall receive the compensation, and maximum compensation he can receive is that remuneration that he would have earned if he would have been in office for remaining term or 3 years. ఒకవేళ అతని term లో if the director is in the office, the remuneration he would have earned in the remuneration that he would have earned in his office, or 3 years, whichever is shorter. Whichever is shorter. And ఒకవేళ if the winding of process has been started before he ceases to hold from the office, or after he ceases to hold within 12 months, then he shall not receive any compensation. And appointment of KMP. A certain class of companies has to appoint the KMPs, that is every listed company and every other public company having paid up share capital of 10 crores or more. But every private company who has a paid up share capital of 10 crores or more has to appoint the company secretary. First of all, key managerial person includes managing director or manager or CEO,